I need 3 cups of pistachios, but all measuring cups are dirty, so...
Well, I'll get you a thing.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'll eyeball it.
So what do you
Put
make?
'em all
Oh,
in.
Christy, let me get you a recipe to give out.
Put them all in.
It's a CB350.
Put them all in.
All right.
I see you have a real dilemma. On one side, you've got me who says ice cream's mathematical. On the other side, you've got Jeff who says, what the heck? The only thing I can say is I write the checks. Yes, he does balance us.
Now, you don't have to grind up the pistachios, but I do. Obviously, we're going to be eating them fresh, so they're not going to be rock solid. If you make this and you freeze them whole and you put them in there, that's going to be a very hard pistachio trying to bite down on. That's just my opinion.
No, this is the right way.
Huh?
That's the right thing to do.
So we'll see how much is left in here.
Jeff, can you give a plug for the Ninja?
Oh, come on. Everybody knows about that. Anybody not know about the Ninja? Everybody knows that.
Okay.
I wish they would pay me off.
Now, the recipe calls for 4 quarts. Looks like I have 3.5. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to open up another bladder just for a half a quart. The minimum that you can run into the CB350 is 3.5 quarts, so I'm right on target. Everybody knows about little JELLO instant pudding mixes, yes? Okay. So Jeff makes a very fantastic cheesecake, and he uses the JELLO no bake, and inside of those has a powder packet, which makes a great cheesecake flavor. So for the last almost 18 years, I've had to make my husband very dreadful, famous Christmas holiday tradition Watergate salad. Have anybody heard of that? Okay, he loves it. I have to do it every year, which calls for 1 pistachio pudding, pineapple, colored marshmallows, all that stuff. Huh?
No, I've had it. I didn't know he said it until you described it.
Yeah, so it's kind of popular. I'm not a fan of it. So I thought, you know what, well, let's make some ice cream out of it. So I did. Instead of using syrups or extracts, why not?
And if you go down the aisle, there's 100 flavors of JELLO you can pick from. And you can make ice cream out of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So is that pistachio flavored?
It's pistachio flavored instant pudding, not JELLO, pudding. It's a pudding mix. So I use 2 of these boxes for the little guy at home. So this one, I just double it. That's it. Very simple.
Cups of shell roasted salted pistachios that she
You know what these are? This is what it is. You're welcome. And I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. No drill.
A whisk?
Yeah.
Well, that you could do with a whisk. But add some Nutella or peanut butter? No.
Yeah. Dulce de leche.
Dulce de leche.
There you go. It goes good with your mustache.
Yes, well, dulce de leche.
Hey, Abadanapo.
Hey.
Of course, that means go to Naples. So it's not really
Baba
a curse.
ganoush.
All right. My gate is closed. And off we go. And it already makes a very beautiful green color, which you relate to pistachios. So no need for added colors or anything of that sort.
It's a terrific color. I think Paul and I painted a bathroom that color this week.
Oh, did you?
That is really good color.
That would go good. All right. Homemade and start. And unlike Jeff, I'm not going to yak. We're going to start it.
Oh, I trained her well, Jeff.
Everybody hates me.
Oh, we're gonna go eat worms.
Oh, poor me. Woe is me.
Now, as Steve mentioned before, a couple minutes into this, it's not going to do anything. I am going to wait a few minutes before I add my pistachios because I want the ice cream to be just a little bit more thicker and more dense to hold my pistachios instead of just sinking right to the bottom. It won't all sink to the bottom, but I don't want all of them to go down there, so I'm going to wait until the ice cream's a little more thick. Give it a couple minutes or so. Anybody have I guess not, we just had peanuts. I know this isn't related to a nut family. It is a pistachio, so out of precaution, always still even with pistachios or almonds or anything like that, just leave it to the end of the day for your last flavor.
Now, could you make pistachio cream ice out of this? How about pistachio Italian ice out of this? Of course. Just, let it run.
When one, then you just change that up.
No, 3, 2, 1, and then add this.
Everybody else is tall.
He has to get Christi a little step stool.
I know, right?
Yeah, a requisition form.
Just for the show.
This is going to be very good.
Yeah? Have you ever had pistachio pudding?
Nope.
No?
Who knows what this is? No, it's not what you think. This is my rainbow maker. That's what it should look like. This is what it looks like when the person thinks the way you make 3 flavors is to take this and put it inside the machine and turn it on. Isn't that great? Look at it. Oh my goodness. I gave him a new one, and he claimed that UPS did this, but I've gotten so much mileage out of it just to show it off. It's wonderful. No, still didn't break the machine. But that's how you make 3 flavors at once. We call it the rainbow maker. And my vice president came up with this. And he gave it a wonderful name to make 2 flavors. He calls it the Great Divide. And we were about to start advertising it until we found out that a customer that we put into business in 1910, Bluebell, has been making the Great Divide ice cream since 1910. So we couldn't call it that, but that's for 2 flavors. And this is one you'll never guess. I couldn't. Aha. Gelato 3 flavors. So that when you've got 3 flavors, you just scoop straight down and you get all 3 into the spoon.
Spumoni.
Spumoni.
With these little instant puddings by JELLO. So Meadowvale, as he had mentioned, comes in a bladder, a traditional bladder.
Why don't you
It's the best
call
stuff
the,
you'll probably ever have when it comes to dairy-free and trying to taste more like a dairy. My husband actually prefers it more than regular dairy because it's so great. The only disadvantage is that it is a coconut-based product, so it does have a background taste of coconut. So whatever flavors you do make, it needs to complement the coconut. Sometimes if it's a very strong flavor like peanut butter, I'm pretty sure that will wash out the coconut because peanut butter is extremely strong. But I did make a dairy-free pumpkin cheesecake ice cream, and it was very, very good using one of the JELLO instant pudding boxes. And I read the ingredients just to make sure there was no dairy in it, because then you can't call it dairy-free. And there wasn't. So JELLO even has that option of just cheesecake pudding flavor. And so I used the dairy-free mix, a can of pumpkin, and then the cheesecake pudding. Yes, you can't, I can't. You have to, you cannot lick. No, 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 no. Nope. out? Sammy, I think, will be 6 this year. She's very high maintenance, always on a pedestal. This is Stella. She's new. She came within the last year. No. Yeah. You're lucky that's it. No more. Because we'd have to clean it all. Yeah. They're here every single day. They're quite fun.
Have you ever done it with the dairy free? Since it has that.
No, but I don't see why you couldn't. Crushed pineapple. It already has a coconut taste, so I would only probably do half of the can of the cream of coconut. And then the Malibu rum. I don't see why you couldn't do that. Malibu rum has a very low alcohol content in it, so you have to use more of it versus, the wine. If I use 2 whole bottles of the Malibu rum, it's not going to taste as strong as the 2 whole bottles of wine. So I think I wound up putting like 10 ounces of Malibu rum, which is pretty high, because usually if you use like cognac or rum or something like that, you do 4 or 6 ounces. When you work with pudding mixes and an ice cream, it gets a little thicker than normal because it is a pudding. That's the whole purpose of it, is when you whip it really fast. So it gets thick pretty quick. Are you out?
No.
Jeff or Steve probably would have done some vanilla extract. I usually don't when I'm working with just pistachios or cherry amaretto or a dairy-free something. I normally don't. If you're dealing with cookies or cinnamon sugar cookie, or if you're working with, what else did he make? Oh, the Oreo Crunch, the vanilla one, I would add the vanilla extract into it. But with pistachio, Steve claims that it helps enhance the flavor. I personally don't notice a difference by adding the vanilla or not putting it in there.
Coconut milk, and then you've got the powder of coconut milk?
No, so the dairy blend that you would get from Meadowvale, it comes in a bladder and it's ready to go. No need to mix or anything like that.
Okay, but is there a powder as well? Is that,
There is. That's that Mommy's Gelato that he was talking about.
Okay. And he is good with either of those?
I prefer Meadowvale's only because it's very creamy and the texture is amazing. The Mommy's Gelato, it's a lot more cost effective to ship because it's in a powder form, but you have to mix it with water and let it bloom before you can be able to use it, and it has more of a stronger coconut taste. They also make another one called Outrageous, and I prefer that one over the Frocognut that they have because the Outrageous has no background taste. There's no coconut, there's no nothing. It's a sweeter blend, and so you can virtually make anything with that one and it doesn't have that coconut. That's also made by Mommy's. All right. Mommy's Gelato. He says Mammy's, but it's Mommy's. Meadowvale is in the liquid, and the powder form is by Mommy's. All right. Ready for pistachio ice cream? Pistachio. Anybody watch The Master of Disguise? Pistachio Disguisey? Who took my spoon again? Hi. And this is just a very basic, simple recipe. I already got one.
You don't like that one?
I'm already using it. I don't want to get another one dirty. You can add stuff, change stuff. If you want pistachio cherry, just get a jar of maraschino cherries. That's the cherries that I would choose. And I would puree them in a little blender and then add them in to the machine, or you can fold it in. That's another good method. You have to try it. And I had some pistachios left over, so I guess this is what Jeff calls art.
It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
What do you think?
Excellent.
All right.
It's right here. My friend. Thank you. Thank you.
How's that? Spot on.
Oh, good.
I'll just take one. I think I helped you.
Okay. Don't like pistachios.
Well, what's that?
Here you go.
Residuals. That is excellent. That is perfect.
And simple.
Wow.
Dairy mix, pistachio pudding mix, and pistachios. That's it.
Don't take ice cream.
No.
No.
They sure try.
I know, but it gives them gas, and
You
then I
gonna
have
put
to
this in
deal
your
with that.
Mine. Thought about it.
Drop truck right home.
Yes.
Certainly couldn't be simpler. Couldn't be simpler.
Your profits are there.
So on the divides, I noticed that at the bottom it kind of goes up, but that's actually forming the bucket, correct?
And maybe
This thing here, this is the one that got all bent
No,
up.
no, no. No, both of those.
Yeah.
Like if you set it down straight on the table,
Yeah.
see how you see a little bit underneath? That
That's because, yeah,
that's
because of the
going up.
bucket.
Oh, okay, so it actually forms the whole bucket complete.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's our last flavor.
Is it?
Any questions that you can think of
A big hand for us.
in the audience?
Pat yourself on the back.
You've learned more today than you ever could have learned yesterday.
Wow. Yeah.
Hey, us
Wait a
too?
minute.
No.
So if you have any questions, just contact us. Christi, Christi, at emerythompson.com. Emery is E-M-E-R-Y. Or Steve at emerythompson.com. We're going to take a tour of the factory and show you how we build them. We're just going to stick to this building, not the other two. And whenever you're ready, if you want to gather up your stuff, we'll head out there.